Hello there. You must be who my friend was talking about. Yes, an adventurer from a far-off land, looking for some special ingredients. Yes, she is I. Now, I have been told a little bit about you, but I'd like to know more about you, actually, from your own words. Yes, fascinating. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just rifling through my pages. And this island that you mentioned, it always snows? Ah, I see. How curious. Interesting. Right, and you are looking to hunt for some specific species in our island, yes? Yes, well, luckily for you, we consider them pests in this area. They're not quite indigenous to these lands. Somehow they have made it to our shores, so you'd be doing us a service by handling them. Right. Now, my friend has mentioned that, more specifically, you have some quite curious weapons with you. Yes, well, over here we tend to deal with them with our little sticks. We call them wands. I don't know if you have something familiar, but she told me that you would be handling it with something more sharp. Yes. Well, I guess that makes sense. It's probably why we're not very effective with our methods. Could you please show me? Yes. Thank you. Well, I do believe I've seen something like that. Let me see. Would you see if it's similar? It's not as pointy as yours, but they make quite the same sound. Fascinating. I didn't know I had the tools to deal with this pestilence until now. Might have to join you at one point. Right. I'm going to keep this here for later on. You mustn't worry about what you're hearing in the background. I just have a very, very playful creature who insists on having as much play as she likes, but we can't always have that. But now, to your query. You said you were looking for fey herbs, yes? Well, I assure you I have many of them. The problem is, what exactly do you need? Because, well, I could show you one of them right now. Here you go. These little things. They're like fern, really. And they're mostly dealt with, creatures in the water. I'm not quite sure if this is what you're looking for, but we do need to sort of have... Do you plan to, crush them and dip your sword into them? Oh, okay. Well, as I said, this one deals with creatures of the waters. It's not so effective, I would say, with the pests that we've been dealing with. But I can find another, if you could just excuse me. Could you move to the side, please? I think you're actually blocking them. Yes. Let me just... Yes, it's quite sticky up in here. As you can see, being the only herbologist in the area, I have to be the one to maintain all of this. And I think that, there we go. This one, this tiny one. Be careful when you touch it. This small one, could you hear it? Yes. I'm not quite sure if you could hear it, but as you could see, it's quite active. Be careful, because I find plants like these a little, well, dramatic. Don't worry, they can't hear me, but they certainly are quite sensitive to the touch. Yes. So you have to have a firm grip of it. It's going to start squirming a little bit. Yes. It is the case with these types of plants anyways. There we go. This one deals with more, well, they don't necessarily have any use to me in terms of combating these pests, but perhaps you do. Yes, they tend to confuse anyone who gets, a dose of this. Not quite sure if this is the right one, but perhaps if you could stick them with that pointy end of your sword right there, that's, dipped with the herbs of this little thing, perhaps it might confuse them. Yes, they have that type of quality, so here, have one. There we go. Have one. Maybe we should have a bit more, right? Right. Let's have a bit more. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay. So, trust me, little goes a long way. Those are quite dangerous, as I said. Now, I'm going to check the ones here at my wall to see if we have anything else. Excuse me a bit. Yes, these are more... These are more stiff, I'd say. And I think actually this might help you more, because I've not quite done much with it, but every time I've been stung by one of these, well, they're not very sharp now, but they will be later in the sunlight. Every time I get stung by these, it's quite painful, and there's a lot more bleeding than I thought there would be, so maybe it would be a good idea for you to have this. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I have one of these little pots that you could take, really. Yeah, it's quite cute, isn't it? It's so small, so small but so sturdy. It's quite fascinating, these things. But you take this, and is there anything else that I could give you? Well, let's actually take a closer look at some of the books that I have. Could you describe to me again what you called those things? Porcipiculars? Again? Sorry? Okay. No, not porcupines. Porcipiculars. Okay. Well, I'm gonna see if I have them, because we call it differently from what you call them. No, certainly not porcipiculars. There we go. Well, we certainly don't call them that. The porcipiculars. Sorry. That's just such a fascinating name, really. But no, I'm going to go and check my books really quick, and I'll get back to you. Maybe there's Sorry, what was the name of your homeland again? Okay, maybe there's something in my books about your homeland that could give me more information about how to deal with them. Great. Well, perfect. I have just the book. quite thick, actually. Hello, hello. Right. You got quite a shiny book. I'm quite jealous that your land has such a shiny book. This was left to me by my old maester. Yes, he died a long time ago. It's quite all right. But let's see. This is a pretty good glossary of all your creatures. Yes, I do believe we found it. Yes, right here. Right here. Oh, they look ugly, really. Oh, those eyes are just terrifying. And these tentacles, too. No, we really aren't a fan of tentacles over here. Well, I'm not a fan at the very least. But what makes it worse are those eyes that are just bulging out of its head. Terrifying. I'm really glad that my friend got in contact with you. Okay, so there's a specific... Okay, I don't know if you knew this, but there's a specific, apparently, a specific weakness right here at the spine. Not this top spine, but at the lower spine here. If you could see the flesh that's like slightly exposed. Would be interesting for you to know about this. Did you know about this? Okay, well, yeah, there you go. Probably some mutation that occurred as they made their way here. But yes, here at the lower spine, they have a bit of a weakness here. And then if you look at their limbs, they've got some hair here. They're like cilia, really. If you look at the joints, some more exposed flesh here would be more trickier for your sword to hit, but, well, at least if you strike towards that direction, it might just hit, right? Don't you think? And then up in the head over here, you just have a small window. I mean, all of their eyes are probably, not resistant to those sharp, pointy things. But, it would help to see that there's this top of the head here, and right here at the neck as well. You can hit them through there. Ugh, really, really horrifying things are. But I've noticed also, before you leave, if I could just flip through a bit more. Yes, there's this version too. I don't know if they look like the porky peculiars that you've seen in your lands, but wait, I thought I saw it a while ago. Ah, yes. No, not that one. This one, yes. Have you ever seen something like this? They have like little proboscis, it's so long. I've never seen a creature like it. They show up from time to time. They're teamed up with the creatures that we are talking about. We don't have anything to call it really, but they have this long proboscis like this right here, and if you see like at the bottom right here, I've tried to hit one, and I think this little bulge down here, very, very, very sensitive. I hit one accidentally with my pokey stick, with my wand, and it ran away. It ran away, along with the other creatures it was with. So, it might be something you'd look into. But right, we were also looking at other herbs that might help. Horrifying creatures these are. There we are. Yes. I have exactly what we need. I have the exact plant, and I have plenty of them. You are going to love it. So I'll just put this here. See, I think... Hello, here you are. It's quite a lot. She's beautiful, isn't it? I never thought you would be useful. Usually these are just for decorations, like the little long, spidery these almost spidery looking branches. I never thought it would be actually useful, but, well, I have a bunch of these, so I don't really mind. They're usually just decorations for me, and I really, really have such a very calming look to me. Yes, but so it says in the book, if I could just pull that up for you again. Right, so it says in the book, right, you're going to need to crush these and boil these in an iron cauldron, which I'm not quite sure if you have that packed with you, but if you need a tiny one, I have a travel-sized one right at the back. I can give to you later. But you're going to need to boil these, and you're going to need to mix it with the couple of leaves that I gave you. I gave you 5, but you can have a bit more. We can pull out a little bit more later. They should be helpful. You mix it in, stir it 10 times. You know what? I think it's a better idea if I list this down for you. 10 times clockwise, 10 times counterclockwise, while saying these enchantments. Or sorry, not enchantments, but like, I don't know if you call them enchantments for you. While saying these words, okay? It's pronounced pakapara. Yes, this word. Yes, you have to enunciate the R a bit more. Pakapara. There we go. And this one is pronounced kap. No, not like that. Capeira. Yes, capeira. Yes, perfect. Yes, you have to do a bit the R. Munir. R. Yes, it's important that you have the R at the front of your tongue. So if you don't do it right, then I'm afraid you might make a tiny mistake. You know, would you prefer if I join you in this adventure? Just to make sure that you get the concoctions correct. Yeah, I think that would be much better. We might have a problem with your pronunciation. I mean, you are foreign after all, so no. It's not a problem for me. I just need to get ready myself. It would be fascinating to see how your swords work against these things. I probably wear a little protective gear, maybe 2 or 3 coats, just to make sure I don't get touched by the blood of these things. No, I've never really drawn blood from them. Most of my magics were made to like just drive them away. Don't quite know how to kill them, so again, quite thankful that your friend helped. So you just, as I was saying, we're gonna deal with a lot of these anyways, so I'm gonna go and start packing. Why don't you come with me later on to the back of the shop so we can pick some more equipment. We're gonna need the iron cauldron that I was talking to you about, the travel-sized one, and I'm going to just see if we can get some more protective gear. I don't know what these things are capable of. Perhaps you are, but maybe you'd find something more interesting. Sounds fair? Great. Well then, I am going to get going. You just stay here. Would you like some tea? Wonderful. I will get that ready for you too. I'll see you later then. Just give me a bit.